morning, everyone.
What do you know? It's morning already.
Come on, wake up. Let's go.
Come on, get out of bed.
Glenn, Angel, and Tim.
Ready?
The Big Show on Kiss 92.
No Angel, but we do have another Angel, Dr. Geraldine time from the therapy room is in the house.
Morning!
And we are live on Facebook as well as YouTube right now. Hello, Jerry.
Hello! I'm in the studio.
So sweet. She brought us Ferrero Rocher chocolate today. Extra sweet. Some
Nothing
more.
special. She does it all the time. Oh yeah, but for Tim,
For
of course,
me,
it's extra
because
special.
usually I do the show alone, right? Last time nobody bring me chocolates.
He's still learning a lot about
I
the show.
stole it from the office.
Oh, nice. You stole it. What a wonderful segue into our topic today.
We're going to be talking about kleptomaniacs and how we can put them away and punish them so that they will not steal, although it's like some kind of condition, right? Kleptomania is a condition,
It is a
right?
condition. So it's an impulse control disorder. It's one of those
Should we cut their hands off then?
No?
Cut the hands
You know what I mean? They can't help it, right? But if you cut their hands off and they reach out, they cannot take anything, you know?
But it is because of psychological impulses.
Okay. So it is a psychological
It's
issue
not
because
behavioral, not only behavioral.
for the longest time, I always thought just like kleptomania is just dishonesty. People who just like to steal, we call them kleptomaniacs. So no, it's actually a medical condition.
Yeah, they don't like to steal. They cannot resist the urge, and they actually feel it bubbling up.
Right.
That they have this urge to do something, and then they only feel relieved when they complete that behavior.
Yeah, because now they've got something of value.
So in other words, there are shoplifters and there are kleptomaniacs. There's a difference.
Yes, there is a difference.
Yeah.
There is
Okay.
those suffering from kleptomania, they might steal something that is not worth anything. They might not even need it.
Right.
And they can, if you go to their homes, they have a collection of something that they don't like.
Okay.
They don't need and they don't use.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just an impulse. They just need to take something.
Is it a thrill thing? The thrill of taking something and getting away with it?
No,
not even that.
It might not be.
Right.
Yeah, it might not even be that.
Okay, so if a kleptomaniac takes something from a shopping center or something like that and gets caught, then what does this person say? I have a medical condition. That's the reason why I'm taking things. I mean, will that actually hold any water?
Yeah.
Because it is such a rare disorder. So it's a very rare occurrence. So in Singapore, it's only 3 out of 1,000. So that's what, 0.3%, is it?
Right.
Yeah, so it's a very rare impulse control disorder anyways across the world.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so, if you say that and you keep using it, people might not believe you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. How do
Yeah.
you prove you're a kleptomaniac? A blood test, maybe? No. Okay, let's continue to talk about this on the Big Show TV. Chapel Rowan is next. This is The Giver on Kiss 92.
All right, that's a good question.
Blood
actually.
test.
I want to know how, like, someone claims, right, I'm a kleptomaniac, right? Like Glenn said, like, there are
Yeah.
blood tests. What other kind of tests? How do you diagnose somebody with kleptomania?
Yeah, there's no blood test. It is really going to a psychiatrist, psychologist. They will ask you a whole string of questions and find out about your history. They will find out about your academic kind of career, and find out a lot more about you so that they can determine whether you fit the signs and symptoms of
Right.
kleptomania.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then supposing you are found to have kleptomania, what does treatment involve?
Okay, so later on we'll go into treatment.
Yeah.
Because kleptomania, I think I want to bring awareness, is not only the only impulse control disorder. There are many other types of impulse control disorders. So there's pyromania, the one that sets fire.
Right.
And then there is oppositional defiant disorder, which we see in children, conduct disorder. Yeah, so we do see that. So a lot of people confuse the both. Oppositional defiant disorder is said to be milder than your conduct disorder.
Can you explain just very briefly what that is?
Yeah, so oppositional defiant disorder is someone that doesn't appears to not listen to whatever that you say. So they are defiant.
Okay,
right?
so
They do
everything you
things-
say, they purposely do the opposite.
they don't purposely. Again, it is an impulse issue.
Their impulse is to do the opposite.
They might do the opposite. They might not follow instructions. They might go against rules. So they might not follow the rules. So the school would be the first one to pick up also. Or at home, they don't follow instructions, right? Conduct disorder, they can be a little bit more aggressive. They can be a bit more forward. They are more than rude. You know, they have more than what we call having an attitude, but they cannot control themselves. And then in adults, we have intermittent explosive disorder, which is more than your anger issues.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know I'm gonna sound like a cynic here, but I feel like I'm representing a fair number of people who are listening right now, right?
Okay.
All these medical conditions.
Yes.
Does it not somehow come across as an excuse for bad behavior?
Okay, it has to be destructive
Okay.
and disruptive. As with any disorders, I keep emphasizing this. If you are having a bad mood and you throw your temper, no, you're not having intermittent explosive disorder. You know, if you are being a teenager and having your teenage angst and giving one of your attitudes, no, you do not have conduct disorder or ODD. Yeah, so it needs to be more disruptive and destructive than that. And there is no way that you can control this behavior.
You'll
of
know
yours.
it when you come across someone like
Yeah.
that. It's almost like you know immediately it's something abnormal.
Okay. Because I feel like I would have gotten out of detention a lot had I known terms like ODD when I was in secondary school.
You, Timo, you had to go for detention classes.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like an angel next to him then.
Huh?
It's true. I've never been to detention
He's
class.
funny, right? He's very funny. And that's because you didn't get caught, bro. I was
assistant head prefect. Bro.
there you go. Yeah, nobody threatened to report him. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe he knows how to work the system.
I think so too.
Work the system. Now that sounds pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Are we coming back on one more time for another question before we go back on air?
We've got plenty of time.
Okay. All right. So signs and symptoms
Yes.
of kleptomania.
Yeah, so you have your angry outbursts, you have your rage, you know, you have that. Sometimes for those that have kleptomania, they even describe like they are trembling, like because the urge is so strong, and they cannot resist it. They are trembling until they actually do the deed, and all the tension is released from that body.
Is that how
Yeah.
you spot someone who's about to shoplift if they're a kleptomaniac? You just look around in the shop, right? Who's trembling? Who's shaking away? That one is about to stun something.
Maybe, you know.
Okay. But if we talk about kleptomania, right? I think all of us have heard people say, oh, you know, I go to the toy shop and then, yeah, this is just lying around like some loose pieces. I just take something and then put in my pocket. You know, so it's sometimes out of curiosity you take something, or you know it's wrong and you do it, right? So these people with a disorder, it is very unplanned, very impulsive. They sometimes will say that they don't even realize whatever that they're doing, and if they're caught, they're like, oh, I didn't even realize that this was in my hand.
Poor thing, no. I mean, I do feel for them. It's because they can't control themselves, right?
They cannot control,
Yeah.
and it's not like they need. So sometimes people steal because of survival. So we've heard that before, you know. They take a packet of milk, or they take some bread, you know, because they're really, really hungry. These people actually don't need that. Or sometimes peer pressure. So you were talking about the shoplifters, right? So they shoplift because of the thrill of it, because they are peer pressured into doing a deed. Kleptomania don't have all these.
Yeah.
But it's also, I think, upbringing, you know. I think, once again, it's the parents' fault. I'll tell you why when we go back on it.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Oh, it's me. Heavy traffic on the PIE towards Changi at Upper Changi Road East exit. Heavy as well on the KJE towards the PIE at Brickland Road exit. And PIE towards Tuas between Jalan Bahar and Jurong West Avenue 2. Heavy traffic's been reported there as well. Please drive safe. We're back on The Big Show on The Big Show TV. It's Tim, Glenn, and Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room. We're talking about kleptomania this morning. And I was just saying, I think... parents can do a better job in scaring their kids when it comes to stealing.
I agree.
Like what my parents did when I was growing up, the emphasis not to make us lose face. It's not like we don't have money. You don't have to steal. If you want something and you don't have enough pocket money to buy it, ask mom and dad, right? But don't take anything that does not belong to you, because if you get caught and you go to jail, then you'll bring shame to the family.
Exactly,
and we will have to cut your hands off.
Okay. I don't know about the hands off, but I was always reminded of that fact. And I'll be honest, friends around, I know of friends who would. They wouldn't say steal, right? They say stun things, right?
Yes.
And what I always used to remind myself so that I would not do things like that is that my mom didn't raise a thief. Because that's what my mom used to say, right? You better not do this. Your parents didn't raise a thief, and you don't want people to think that about our family. So it's the parental guilt trip.
It is,
right?
But it is very important for parents to actually talk to their kids about it. And I think many parents don't. They don't think it's an important thing.
Yeah.
They just assume, okay, my kid will not steal.
Yeah, but in terms of, once again, today, the medical, psychological condition, kleptomania, all these things would have no effect as a deterrent on someone who actually suffers from this condition.
So you do need to put in boundaries. You cannot condone the behavior anyways. But what is different is when you were describing about, the other children or the other people that actually steal, this group of people who have kleptomania, they actually do feel a lot of remorse. They actually feel very bad after that. And they can even feel quite depressed because of their behavior. Yeah, so they do know that it is wrong. They don't want to engage in it, and yet they have to engage in it because of the disorder. So therefore, it does bring them down. It does really hurt them.
See, that's where the visual thing comes in for someone who suffers from kleptomania, right? If they can envision their wrist getting cut off, with either a cleaver or saw or whatever by their mom or their dad, right? Then they won't steal. That's the kind of, visualization I had,
I feel like if you weren't a radio DJ, you'd be a butcher. You have a fascination, honestly, with carving up meat, right?
Okay, but we do know that some of the impulse control disorders can be accentuated or really brought on by abuse. Substance abuse, and also neglect from parents. So you are not wrong, Can the parents do anything? Yes, we can teach them, we can guide them, we should teach them, and we should guide them, and we should not abuse them.
Absolutely. Okay, let's continue to talk to Jerry on The Big Show TV. It's 8:19.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by...
Yes, and also modeling behavior. So parents have, how do we teach? We teach by modeling good behavior. So not only setting limits, but also, putting yourself out there, showcasing to them what is the behavior to follow.
Okay. Kleptomania, like some conditions, I suppose, can it be inherited?
Yes.
It can. So,
Yes.
like, if your parents were kleptomaniacs, you too could become a kleptomaniac.
No way.
Okay, no, not quite that way. But when we talk about the genetics, the impulse control part of things can be inherited, can be genetic.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it can manifest in different ways.
It can manifest in different ways. So that's why we have different impulse control. I was surprised that when I was talking about the different impulse control, you didn't pick up another one of your favorite topics.
I did not, because now I've got Tim here. There's too much testosterone going on already. You see, after doing radio for 35 years, it's built in already. These sensors. And
Oh.
I know when to come in,
So
when not to come in.
cannot talk about it, huh?
I'm giving my bro some time
Right.
here.
So basically, you're
Yes.
referring to the hanky panky, is it?
Oh, so compulsive sexual behavior
There you go.
disorder.
Yeah. I'll say the
Okay.
same thing, just in a more classy way, compared to my bro.
Oh, thanks.
Oh man.
Thank
Okay.
Okay, but yes, that is another form of
Impulse control disorder. So
Right.
someone can have impulse control disorder. When they display such sexual behaviors.
Right.
Yeah. Not to be excused. Cannot use that.
Right. And of late, there have been so many cases.
Yep.
So are they using this as an excuse
Oh,
in the court of law?
Yeah. Good question. So this impulse control disorders, right? These are really, really rare. Like I said, kleptomania is 3 in 1,000. So it's classified as a very rare disorder, impulse control disorder, and across the world. So all the different impulse control disorders are very low in numbers. So you cannot simply use them as an excuse to excuse your behavior.
what kind of time or like penalties can you get lopped off your sentence if you are proven to have this condition?
That you would need a lawyer to help you
Right.
with
I'm just
that
wondering, how effective is that
sentencing,
in getting out of trouble?
But you've seen, I'm sure, Jerry, you've seen some cases.
No, so not in Singapore. I have not. We've heard about cases. We've learned about them in our textbooks and in our studies. But yeah, to encounter them is really one in a million.
Really? I hope you encounter one soon.
I also hope. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
You wanted to be on the lookout for a kleptomaniac
Yeah.
for research purposes.
Yeah, it'll be something that you can put on your resume. You know?
Yeah, so what is a little bit more common would be our ODD, where we see that in children. Yeah, so their behavior is really out of control, where the parents cannot control them. No matter how you discipline them, they just would not listen. Yeah, and they seem to go against every single adult and friend that is around them.
So this
Yeah.
is obsessive disruptive disorder. ODD.
He obviously never listens.
Destructive.
Destructive.
No! Oh my
You also
God,
obviously
he was on the
were not listening.
Sorry, I thought-
Angel, I need you. She would be writing down notes.
Well, Angel Spirit is here. I'm here, Jerry. Yeah, there you go.
OD.
You can talk to Angel Spirit anytime.
Oppositional defiant.
Oh, right.
disorder.
Sorry.
Oppositional what? Oppositional.
Oppositional
Defiant disorder.
Disorder.
Okay. Ask us again by the end of this session. We still remember.
Oh my god.
Operational.
I cannot.
Okay.
This is just too funny.
All right. Now earlier on, we were talking about symptoms and all that
Yeah,
of people
yeah.
who have kleptomania, right?
Yep.
But ultimately, you have to have witnessed or experienced them stealing something before you can go, okay, now that all works in. Now, supposing you see someone and just watching their behavior, you're like, I feel like this person could be a kleptomaniac. Would you be able to spot these people before they actually commit a crime?
Sometimes they do know. So those with impulse control disorder, sometimes they describe the pre as a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety,
Right.
hence the trembling, right? And that whole build up pre the act itself, because there's a build up of tension, there's a build up of that urge and that need to actually do something.
Right.
Yeah.
So the same way like someone visiting a brothel for the very first time might feel.
Perhaps I don't know. I've never, but that whole build up of emotional sensation within the body,
Right.
and that hyper focus on that one thing that you need to do.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so they may be
Indeed.
able to feel that, but for us, because it's all internal, right? Yeah, unless they're so visibly shaking, we would not be able to see that.
It makes sense now. I have these feelings before I go out on a date.
Who, you?
Me, yeah.
Before
I got on a date, I tremble, I feel anxiety. I now know why. Because I am out to steal her heart.
I don't know which
That is so
worse.
Tim.
Now I have to deal with two.
What do you mean?
Oh dear.
No. His impulse
he's-
control
he is-
manifests in a different way.
Correct. Yeah, I'm just straight in your face. He is Mr. Don Juan DeMarco. That's probably why he uses Sauvage.
And a lot of it today.
Oh my God. What's that smell? Don Juan is in the studio.
All right, so what else about kleptomania should we draw attention to today?
Okay, so if we look at kleptomania and the broad umbrella of impulse control disorders, I want to draw the attention to the other comorbidities that might go unnoticed.
Como what?
Comorbidities.
You say it like, what does it mean?
Yeah, it means all the other conditions that go with that one condition.
Comorbidities?
Okay, let her explain.
Is that true?
Can come together.
Okay.
Don't
with-
forget, Jerry has been with us for 6 years already. You got a lot of catching up to do, Tim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spell comorbidities.
This English lesson or what?
All right, please continue.
Okay.
By the way, everybody, this is the second last show that Jerry is going to be on.
Not because of us,
I think it's because of us. Because we kind of like irritate her so much.
No. I mean, we've done it for 6 years already. We probably need to give it a break. So Therapy Tuesdays, this is the second last one. Next week is the last one. So let us know what you want on the last show. Okay.
Who are we going to replace you with?
I'm irreplaceable in your
I know
heart.
you're irreplaceable. Give me a sex therapist. You've got lots of friends, right?
to deal with
Find
his
a sex
impulse
therapist.
control issues.
Find a sex therapist for us then.
Aiyo. Okay. Anyways.
Okay. Sorry, hang on. Are we coming up?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Tell us more about these.
Leave that to me, bro.
Okay. Comorbidities.
Yes, it's morbidity.
Morbidities. Right. Sorry. Okay.
So it can come together with obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, depression, because some of them do go into a depressed state, even ADHD. So sometimes ADHD that is undiagnosed, so they have that impulsiveness in them or restlessness in them. Yeah, so it can come together and we might miss one disorder or the other.
Oh.
So please go to someone if you're unsure, or if you see anyone that presents with these symptoms, please send them to a professional.
Does it take a very long time to be able to rehabilitate them?
So if you're talking about something that is genetic, something that is neurological, yes, it does. Yeah, so it is a journey because you need to work around their thought processes, their behaviors, and it doesn't take, like 8 sessions and you're done.
Okay.
You've done a lot of research on kleptomania, I'm sure. If we're talking about like the greatest or the worst kleptomania in history, someone who's gone down in history as the most prominent kleptomaniac.
Okay.
Who would that person be?
Yeah, why am I not, surprised that you asked me? So already prepared. Winona Ryder in 2001, she was arrested for shoplifting items from some Fifth Avenue store in Beverly Hills. So her defense team actually argued that she suffered from kleptomania. Yeah.
Because
and then that was the whole free Winona.
yeah, because obviously Winona was already a big actress at the time. She didn't really need to be stealing anything, right? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, so that's where it brought a lot of attention to this disorder also at that point in time.
Yeah. She went to jail though. She did go to jail.
I mean, so the
For a while.
behavior is wrong, but there definitely it is a disorder. So we need to separate the behavior from disorder, behavior, and also legal issues, right?
I didn't believe that, by the way. I just felt like she just wanted attention. And as a celebrity, people would just look at the situation and go like, no, she doesn't need to steal.
Yep.
She must be a kleptomaniac. But at the same time, it gave her a lot of publicity at that time.
But bad publicity.
Bad publicity is good
Still
publicity, bro.
right? When was she still dating Johnny Depp at the time?
No, I don't think she was.
Oh,
Not
okay.
anymore.
Yeah. So it's sad because they get misunderstood that they are looking for attention, that they're good for nothing, or, they're just weird, or just, so they get labeled a lot of different labels, or they get labeled as something else rather than their disorder. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, it hasn't affected her fame. After that she went on to star in an Oscar-nominated movie, Little Women, and then till this day she's in Stranger Things.
Yep.
So she's still around.
Yep. So it doesn't take away their IQ. It doesn't take away their abilities or capabilities. So having a disorder does not do any of those.
Okay. Now, earlier, I don't know whether we mentioned this on the show or before that, but
Yep.
you did mention that there was medication that
Yes.
could be given to them.
Yes.
Now, this medication, does it apply to all impulse control issues, or specifically are there different ones for each?
It depends on the doctor that works with each patient. Yeah, so the psychiatrist would assess what type of medication they would want to administer for different cases.
Okay, so you wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily give the same medication to someone with kleptomania as to somebody who has hanky-panky issues.
They may overlap. Some of the medication may overlap. It
Okay.
really depends.
Right.
But this one, you need a psychiatrist who would help them. But there are certain general medication that would decrease the impulses.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lifelong medication, or just until you're okay?
So what we recommend is always the medication, so the chemical coupled with the behavioral work.
Right.
Yeah, and the behavioral work will be done by the psychologist. Yeah. So then, there's a lot more conditioning, there's a lot more change in the mindset, there's a lot more different perspective and approaches to life.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah.
Viagra for the kleptomaniac, but not necessarily for the one with
Are we then
sexual
shifting?
urges.
Are we shifting?
It always comes back to that. It always comes back to that. Okay.
No.
I think we have. Was there anything else that you wanted to measure regarding treatment per se?
So, if we are looking at the medication, the cognitive behavioral therapy, or the work, with the those with impulse control disorder, I think the environment is also very important.
Okay,
because
stop right there. We will continue. Tim, you ask her the same question.
okay.
When we get back on.
The Straits Times, 180 years of news you can trust. Online at straitstimes.com.
All the great songs in one place. Kiss 92. Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, a couple of vehicles have broken down. Firstly, on the BKE towards the PIE before the SLE, as well as the KJE towards the PIE before Sungai Tengah. And then the PIE towards Tuas at Thompson Road exit. Heavy traffic's been reported there. Please drive safe. Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV with award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan.
Yeah, we're talking about kleptomania today, and of course treatment and rehabilitation, how long it lasts, the kind of medication that's going to be involved as well. You mentioned it's going to be somewhat of a coupling between the medication and the psychological aspect as well of rehabilitation.
Yep. So the psychological treatment. But I also want to emphasize that environmental issues also can affect the impulse control disorder.
Oh, like?
Yeah, so they may come from dysfunctional families. Yeah, abusive families. Sometimes, they have gone through trauma and they have not worked through trauma. So those are the what we want to help them to process and to get them out of the environment if possible.
Okay, question. Can somebody develop this condition later on in life? Like for a long time, you were totally okay. And then maybe you approach your 40s and suddenly you find yourself quite angsty, quite itchy, like itchy fingers. You feel like you need to steal something.
Okay, so we look at predisposition. So yes, short answer is yes, but you might not present those issues when you were younger. Yeah, unlike your ODD and CD. Do you remember what is it? They are looking at at me.
Opposite defiant disorder.
Very close.
Oppositional.
Oppositional.
Okay, close.
Oppositional defiant disorder.
So those are diagnosed when they are younger, 8 years old, to their teens. But the intermittent explosive disorder, these are diagnosed when they are older. But if we dig back into their history, we might catch glimpses of it, but we might not call it ODD or CD at that point in time. Yeah, so short answer, yes, but we would dig, we would try and find out a little bit.
So would a psychiatrist be able to hypnotize someone into revealing like what happened in his childhood or something?
Yeah, possible.
That caused him to be a kleptomaniac.
Possible if they do want to, but why would we want to do that if they can consciously tell us about it?
For the people who can't learn. So the people who can't probably just making excuses. They are just thieves. Criminal.
Oh my gosh. Then we rehabilitate their present behavior. There's no need to go and dig all the way back, right? Yeah. So
Okay.
we work with them.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts on today's topic.
Okay. So, of course, all the ramble about, having a support system. You look so stunned. Having a support
Don't give us your
system.
quote yet. Not closing as in that closing, okay?
Yes,
in case you hit us with the quote.
No, not the quote yet. Yes,
Almost, yes. So other things, right? I keep talking about your social resources. So good social resources really help to keep you away from bad behavior. Yeah. So support groups, different sort of friends. If you are being goaded on to go and steal something, change your friends. Of course, lifestyle. Changing your lifestyle. So playing golf. I'm not sure what Tim does. He has a new hobby.
Pilates.
No,
his new hobby is collecting
fragrances.
scents. Yeah,
Yeah,
fragrances.
but I pay for them. I don't steal them. I feel like I put them out there first.
Of course
right?
he doesn't. Yeah, if he's a thief, he won't be on this show.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue to talk to Jerry on The Big Show TV. It's Cheryl next. This is Fight for This Love on Kiss 92.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I was like, closing?
No, closing on that treatment one before we move on to the next question. Sorry. That was a bit confusing. Sorry. Yeah. That's why I looked at Cheyenne and I was like...
I looked
what
at
did I
Cheyenne and I'm
say?
like, okay, what happened? Teething issues.
Okay.
Yeah.
Need to rework with the terminology that I use. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any questions on Facebook? Sorry, I couldn't open that regarding.
Oh, so we don't know if anybody has questions for me.
Yeah, maybe the parents, for example, who are
Right.
afraid that their kids are out there stunning things.
things.
Actually, why
No,
stunned?
but not all stealing
If
behavior.
anything, the parents
is,
will be stunned if their kids get
That
caught.
is true. Yeah, so not all stealing behavior is kleptomania. So I just want to put it out there. Sometimes it indicates a child is feeling a lot of emotional angst. So I had a case many years ago where she was caught stealing things, and she was quite consistent. She was so consistent that the shopkeeper recognized her, and she was from a very good school, mind you. And eventually, because she was doing it so often, she was caught. And when I asked her, it was because her sibling was ill for the longest time and had the leg amputated.
Okay.
And because she was younger at that time, nothing was told. I think the parents were very stuck in their own grief and in their anxiety. So this young girl got a bit neglected also. She neglected not in a bad way, but she wanted to know what's going on. She wanted to find out. She wanted to be part of it. But she didn't know what to do with her emotions. She knows something was going on. The sibling was in the hospital for a prolonged period of time, right? And eventually, when we found that out, we had a family session, and that story has a happier ending. Yeah. So when we found out the reason why she was doing what she was doing, why she was stealing, that was very touching for me. I can never forget that story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got there's a question for. Well, anyway, CY says Donald Trump has already announced something controversial for Dr. Jerry to consider next week. US President Donald Trump on September 22nd linked autism to childhood vaccines and also the use of popular pain medication Tylenol for pregnant women and children. Claims which are not backed by decades of science. You want to take this next week, or is this a little bit too much?
This story is done and dusted, and it has been established that there is no link. Please do not stir up any anxiety or paranoia. Please get your children vaccinated. There is no issue whatsoever. We've cleared that years and years ago. So there was a period of time, even in Singapore, because of this rumor, many children went without vaccine. There was I think a few generations, or not generations, but a few of them, didn't get that vaccine. Yeah, so now they have to be vaccinated at an older age, probably as a young adult. They didn't get their vaccine and they might be falling ill. So we've already established that, the medical council. So any medical doctors can step in to come and comment on this. Yeah.
Okay.
Many people are so afraid of vaccines.
Absolutely.
What do
Yeah.
you mean absolutely?
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
No, absolutely. I've heard this so much, not just elsewhere in the world, but here in Singapore as well. I have some friends who are anti-vaxxers,
Anti-vax.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, but closer to today's topic, Ng continues with another message that says the comorbidity. At some point I need to learn how to say that word properly. Comorbidity between kleptomania with ADHD
Yes.
might be alarming for many parents, as there has been a higher incidence of kids diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm talking about kleptomania because people are very curious about it. Like I say, it's a very rare impulse control disorder. So it doesn't mean that every child with ADHD or every adult with ADHD will be a kleptomaniac, okay?
example. She's diagnosed me already,
Officially.
Officially.
He embraces it. Oh my god.
I didn't even know until you told
Can
me.
you diagnose me too?
No.
No, really. I need to know this so I can tell Sabrina. Reason I don't pay attention to what you say. I have ADHD, and I got a perfect excuse.
No. Oh dear me.
We're
What
just
an
using
excuse.
Dr. Jerry as an accomplice, right?
But yeah, so ADHD does have impulsive urges, right? So they can be rather impulsive, they can be rather restless. It manifests in different ways. So the very typical one that you see is them running up and down, or them jumping into a sentence and before you can even complete whatever that you want to say. So it comes
That means
out
Angel
like
has
that.
ADHD.
Huh?
Sometimes
You
she'll
talk
interrupt
bad
what you.
about her when she's not here.
Stop being ugly.
See,
Okay.
she may not be here, but the spirit is still here.
The spirit is also telling me, okay, don't do that to Angel. She's not here. She's in Bangkok. She is not in Bangkok.
Spirit, stop! Spirit
Maybe
of Angel.
she's not in Bangkok then. Because the spirit reflects exactly what's going on
in Bangkok.
with Angel.
Right,
So
okay.
if the spirit says that she's not in Bangkok, that means she's not in Bangkok.
You do know that Ghost Festival is over already, right? 7 month is over.
Is it really?
Yeah. Monday is over.
I haven't been keeping track.
I'm not a ghost,
Okay, one more here from Yerim. Stop it, Angel. See, even the spirit likes to interrupt now. See, even the spirit
stop it.
interrupts.
Stop it, Angel Spirit.
Okay, Yerim says, I know someone who has kleptomania who can regulate their emotions and reactions well.
Wonderful.
So, are they the masters of their own art or just psychopaths?
Ooh.
Wow, Yerim, you're quite savage.
Psychopath is a different disorder altogether, and we did talk about psychopath and sociopath, so we don't want to go in that direction, but some of them do present some of these behaviors that appear. So it's very complicated for mental health conditions. A lot of overlap in different disorders. Yeah, but I'm glad that your friend is able to regulate. That is what therapy and medication does for them. That they are able to regulate, they are able to recognize, and they are able to then do something different to manage their disorder. Yeah.
But I mean,
Like Warren G and Nate Dogg, regulator.
What was that? on
Spirit
the
of
top?
Angel, also quite old, based on musical references.
Definitely a 90s song, I think.
But by virtue of the fact that they can regulate their emotions,
Yeah.
doesn't that mean they don't have the kleptomania condition? Because people with kleptomania can't control themselves. They have self-control issues, right?
Correct, absolutely. So when someone is being treated and they are, but they can regulate and manage themselves, it does not mean they don't have the urges. They still have that. They are able to recognize. They are able to deflect it. Yeah, and they're able to do something different for themselves. Yeah.
Okay.
Urges.
Ayo, I knew
So even the moment he says that, right? Just,
I'm not referring. No, I'm just.
and he doesn't even just say, he doesn't say urges. He goes, urges. Right. Even down to the way he says it.
Oh my god, I didn't know.
Oh dear me.
I was not aware of that. I'm just. Okay. Temptation. Okay, going back on it. One last time.
That's just what you get. That's what you get. That's just what you get.
Anne Marie, that's what you get right here on Kiss 92, all the great songs in one place. We've been speaking to award-winning psychologist from the therapy room, Dr. Geraldine Tan. This is her second last show. Yes. Next week will be a final show, and then, we'll just be friends. We've always been friends, but, friends who visit each other in the studio
and
once
bring
a week.
each other Ferrero Rocher.
Yeah. Can you believe Jerry's been with us for over 6 years? Or just about 6 years? 6 years. About 6 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time, man. Huh?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
And you tahan so long, ah?
I mean,
She loves us, okay?
he's okay, just being a little bit cheeky sometimes, I was trying to not use all the words. The words here are like pleasure, relief, gratification, and I already tried not to say those words already.
Yeah, to lead him down a specific path, right?
No, but then the last thing I said was urges.
No, he didn't just say urges. Can you do it the way you said it? Say it the way you did just now?
Urges.
No, not even like that.
See, I don't know.
It's like he took that deep breath, went really low, and went urges.
But I always said urges because, I feel for the kleptomaniacs and everyone with comorbidities, because it's the urges that they experience all the time that makes them do what they do. You know what I mean? And it's hard for them to fight it sometimes.
Yeah.
So I feel for them.
So like a drug, when they do commit the crime, okay, say supposing someone got impulse control, kleptomaniac, right?
Yep.
And they have this urge, right? That's building. Then they stun something. Are they good for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
Or does that release last very, very short? And
Do they
then-
feel good?
Yes,
by
they
doing
do.
that?
They do. So they feel a lot of relief, a lot of they feel very gratified. Yeah. So how long does it last? It really depends on how serious their condition is.
Okay. But the more they do it, then maybe that release is shorter and shorter, and then they keep doing it more often.
Possible. Yeah. Or if there are other stressors, so then it may push them to do more also.
So kleptomania, as you say, is a neurological issue.
Yes.
And that's the reason why there's medication for it. I guess, okay.
Very good. He's been listening now.
Like a tranquilizer, how about that?
Yeah. It helps to moderate that behavior.
Because when you're
That's
sleeping, you
true.
can't steal. Okay, anyway.
Oh man, I wish I didn't answer.
Okay.
Jerry's quotes.
Yes. Okay. So Henry Ford says that the only real
Henry what?
Henry Ford.
For a moment, I thought you
Said
said
Harry Forces.
I thought Harry Potter. Okay, one more time. Sorry. Go ahead.
Henry Ford.
Henry
The
Ford.
only real mistake is the one from which we learn nothing.
Quite chim.
Okay.
Ayo!
Quite chim.
Hey,
I like
didn't
that.
say
I quite like quite chim. It's deep. I like it.
The impact on the boys was not what I was quite.
No. I mean, look, you have definitely left an impact today. I learned something new. ODD, obstructive,
Oppositional.
defiant, disorder. See, let it not be said that we learn nothing. That we learn something.
I'm glad everybody learns.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you very much. And the message today is, if you're going out there, do not steal.
Yes. Or
and use kleptomania as
an excuse.
Okay. Now we've learned about kleptomania, impulse control disorders, so we know where to look for help.
All right. Thank you so much, Jerry. We'll see you next week.
Yes, we shall.
All right. Here's One Republic with Sunshine on Kiss 92.
Running through the strange life, chasing all them green lights.